Hello and welcome back to Bold Prediction Wrestling. We're here today with Ryan.
Hello.
It is the AEW Revolution 2021 review. All in
What
all,
a show,
what do
man.
you think of the show?
I think it's surely yeah. Surely yeah so far. 100%.
I don't think I can agree with that.
What? Why?
We're gonna talk about it match by match, and at the end,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, like why I didn't.
Oh, I
think
mean,
it was the show.
they were a big botch at the end, which was so underwhelming.
But I have a reason for that. I'm going to clear up that for all of you. That botch. I've got a perfect.
Oh yeah, you're gonna. Yeah, I know where you're gonna go with it. I think I've
Let's.
heard stuff already.
So the first match, Inner Circle versus Young Bucks.
Yeah.
We both predicted Inner Circle, but it was the Young
what happened
Bucks.
there?
Young Bucks walked out as champs.
Mm.
I loved MJF's jacket when he first came out.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
beautiful.
It was great. To be fair.
Yeah, so we have a bit of Wardlow getting involved every now and again. MJF channels his inner DX. Suck it.
Yeah.
That was quite cool. MJF hits his finisher after Jericho uses his bat, but it wasn't enough. Jericho goes for a lion salt, but gets hit by a couple of super kicks. MJF gets hit with 10 super kicks in a row.
Wow.
And then starts drooling. And like that, amazing.
That's brilliant.
I enjoyed this match.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I was disappointed in the ending, because I thought this was really a time for the Inner Circle to shine. But overall, I can't complain because it was a solid match, kept me entertained throughout. So I mean, fair play.
It was definitely a good match to kick the show off with.
Oh, 100%.
You know, you can always rely on MJF and Jericho to entertain.
Mm.
I'm not a massive Young Bucks fan.
No, neither am I.
I feel like they're overrated. But
100% they're overrated.
But this was all right. This was tolerable.
Yeah.
The next match, I've got quite a few notes. It's not as in depth as the Royal Rumble was, but it's still fairly in depth. It's the Casino Tag Team Battle Royal.
Yeah.
Who did you pick? You picked Santana and Ortiz.
Oh yeah, didn't work out that well for me.
I picked SCU.
See, I thought they could for a chance because I completely forgot going into it. They had said if they
lose another match,
they will lose. Yeah, so I didn't even.
I don't know if this counts.
Yeah, I don't think it would.
I was hoping they'd win this and then go into the feud within a circle about
that would make sense.
But I said I wanted to go Jurassic Express, but they weren't confirmed, so I swapped to these. So just the rules. It was 2 teams start. Every 90 seconds, a new tag team joins. Both members have to be eliminated in order for the team to be eliminated, which I quite liked. I quite like the concept of it.
It's quite cool. Something different, isn't it?
It's like a tag team Royal Rumble, isn't it? But I don't know. I kind of like it. So it's the Natural Nightmares that enter first against Dark Orders 5 and 10. Obviously, they're both baby faces, so it's like a show of respect. Then your pick comes out straight away. Santana and Ortiz, followed by the Seidel brothers, followed by Dark Orders, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. The Gun Club come out next. The Seidel brothers are eliminated shortly after that. Peter Avalon and Benoni enter the match, followed by the Varsity Blondes. That Benoni, he was only in there a little bit, but he had quite a good showing for like being a tall, big guy.
He did, yeah.
QT Marshall eliminates the Gun Club, but the Gun Club are part of the Nightmare family. QT then eliminates himself before Bear Country. Country. Name all the members of the Nightmare family.
We have obviously Goldust, Cody, the Gun Club. That geezer that got him out. I forgot his name already.
QT Marshall.
There were a new signee, Summit Johnson. He's in it.
Slow. Something slow.
Obviously, Brandy's in it, of course. I don't know, but what I will say though, I like that concept of like the Nightmare because it's something that we haven't really seen before. It's like they're all part of a faction, but it's not obvious they're in a faction. It's like an inner sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
I can't even because I've not seen it before. I can't really explain it, but
pretty cool, like a mafia thing, isn't it? In a weird way.
in a weird way, yeah. And you would say that. Big Mafia fan over there, aren't you? Ryan Taylor's pick of Jurassic Express comes out next, which really worried me because that, like I said, that's what I wanted to go for. Jungle Boy eliminates Ortiz. Bit of Ryan eliminating Ryan there. The team of Avalon and Benoni are eliminated. Santana gets eliminated by Luchasaurus. So your whole team got eliminated by Ryan's. That was brilliant. Varsity Blondes, both teams of Dark Order are eliminated as Butcher and Blade enter the match. Bunny gets involved to eliminate Dustin Rhodes, which I liked. Private Party, finally SCU come out. Bear Country get eliminated after eliminating Luchasaurus. Death Triangle enter the match, followed by Dark Order's John Silver and Alex Reynolds. Private Party got eliminated, Butcher and Blade got eliminated, and we were down to 4 teams. Death Triangle, Dark Order, SCU, and Jungle Boy. I was like, oh, it's coming down to me and Ryan here. I'm like, I could see him giving it to Jungle Boy as well.
Yeah, I thought, to be fair, he'd win it.
And then SCU got eliminated.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. So Jungle Boy and John Silver team up to take on the Death Triangle. Ray Phoenix eliminates John Silver after walking along the top rope. So it's like did a tightrope and then booted him in the face. I like that.
Pretty cool.
Something I've seen before. And then it's Death Triangle versus Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy eliminates Pac. And I'm like, oh my God, it's one-on-one. And the team that I wanted. But thankfully, Phoenix eliminates Jungle Boy. I really enjoyed this match. Death Triangle versus Young Bucks.
Be interesting. I think they could probably do it. But I'm not a huge fan of Pac, so I was like, I wish they would have given it to Jungle Boy and that. But it is what it is, and I think it'll be a belting match. I can probably see it happening at Double or Nothing now in May. But yeah, I think it'd be all right.
I think that had Inner Circle won, it would have been better to go for Jurassic Express.
Yeah.
But because 100%. I think the championship match will happen before Double or Nothing.
Oh dear.
Because they tend to do that, AEW. They'll we'll get into it in a bit, but they have the ladder match. And whoever won the ladder match has a match on Wednesday. And I'm like,
oh, is it so fast? Oh.
Yeah, they're having a match on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed that match, to be fair. I think the Jericho match was my match of the night.
Really?
No, because I forgot. No. But it wasn't as good as the Jericho match. I preferred the Inner Circle match to this.
No. Yeah, I found myself losing concentration on it because I no investment in that match at all.
Speaking of no investment, Hikaru Shida versus Ryo Mizunami.
Oh,
I couldn't get into it.
You want to know the truth?
Go on.
I skipped this match. I had no interest in this match whatsoever.
Like we said on the last week's podcast, it's like they haven't built them up enough for us, especially me. Like they haven't built them up enough, so I don't know who they are, why I should care. I've put here, it wasn't my sort of match. Hikaru Shida retains. But as for a match itself, it was more of a Japanese style type match, and I don't really get that.
Yeah.
It doesn't appeal to me. After the match, more women come out on Brawl. I forgot to mention the pre-show because I didn't watch it, but Britt Baker's team won. And we're getting a 6-woman match on Wednesday, but I can't really care.
No, not one bit. Not one bit.
Kip Sabian and Miro versus Best Friends. Best Friends get attacked backstage. Go on.
Another one that I skipped because, like I said to you on the other episode that we did on the podcast, I have no interest in this storyline whatsoever now. So I just skipped for it. I know he's won, but I skipped for it.
Miro drags Taylor to the ring. Cassidy drags himself to the ring and hits Miro with Orange Punch. Miro makes Taylor tap out. I was quite gutted we didn't get to see him lock his finisher in on Orange Cassidy, because that's what I wanted the most, was him to lock it in. Just, what he did to Kalisto, like when he almost killed him.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Backstage, MJF and Jericho say that on Wednesday they're going to host an Inner Circle War Council.
Yeah. Can't wait for this.
So Jericho was like, oh, there's something that needs to change. This isn't going well, blah, blah, blah. And MJF's like, you're right. Something does need to change. And I'm like, oh, is he hinting
it? Did you see his eye contact? Like he just didn't blink and he was staring right at Jericho. So I was like, will he turn him so soon?
I'm
Won't they?
like, it's
It's very
so.
interesting.
Yeah, I
Very
don't know.
interesting.
It does feel very soon, doesn't it? But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I
I'd
want
like
him.
to see MJF kick him out and then take control in a circle.
I
I
think.
think that's probably needed
I
there.
think that's where it's going. But I don't want it to happen so
Yeah.
soon.
Oh no, yeah.
Do you remember
Push it
when
out a bit.
Jericho teamed up with Kevin Owens, and he had that feud with Roman Reigns, and then they were starting to fall
Yeah.
out, and they were like, you know whose fault this is? And I'm like, we both know whose fault this is.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, Roman Reigns. I want them two to do it. But I want them to be like,
And
we
kick
know whose
out.
fault this is. Sammy
Yeah,
Guevara. Like,
yeah.
I think that could be brilliant. Matt Hardy, Adam Page was up next.
Yeah.
Did you skip this one?
No, I watched this. I watched this one.
A
Very
lot of
good
back.
match, to be fair.
I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. It was my favorite Adam Page match, I think.
Oh yeah. I know he
Um,
had a good one against Jericho, though, didn't he, last year? I don't know if you got that was a good one.
I think I'll have to go
All
back
out.
and watch that. Like, I'm still, like I said, I'm still quite
Yeah.
new to AEW.
Yeah.
A lot of back and forths. Page hits his finisher, then Private Party jump on the apron for a distraction. They got involved quite a bit.
Yeah.
Hardy hits a side effect, followed by a twist of fate, but Page kicks out at 2. Dark Order come out to get rid of Private Party. I like the bit near the end of the match. Adam Page was about to fall off the apron. All of Dark Order catch him, push him back up. So he jumps in, hits his buckshot lariat for the win. So he gets all of Matt Hardy's dollar.
Yeah. Sweet Moolah.
I want Adam Page to release some amazing merch under the Matt Hardy name,
No.
because then he'll get the income for the rest of the month.
Yeah.
After the match, Dark Order hug, and they're all happy and drinking.
Yeah.
Where do these guys go next?
Honestly, I don't know, because I feel like the story has now been told.
I think it's over now, isn't it? Like, you can't carry on with it.
I mean, maybe put them as a tag team, but I'd like to see a singles run, a proper singles run for Page now. Like, he's done the tag team bit with Omega, and that was great and everything. I think Page in the next few years is going to be a proper big star. I think now is the perfect time to just let the ball roll.
I'd
just leave him with that now.
Just put him in squash matches for the next few weeks.
Yeah.
That's a serious question. Like, what do you do with him?
Yeah. I maybe have him challenge for Omega, as crazy as it is. Have him lose, obviously. Then he's in that stepping then.
I don't want him to challenge for Omega yet. I want that later in the year. And I want Page to be the one to go over.
Oh, you want him to take it off Omega?
Yeah, eventually, yeah.
That'd be interesting to be fair, because there is a story there, because they were a tag team, weren't they, last year? And to be fair, that writes itself.
Face of the Revolution ladder match. There's a brass ring hanging above the ring, which was flipping massive.
Yeah.
I was expecting some knuckle dusters or something, but it was flipping huge.
It was big.
So it's specified the winner gets a shot at the TNT Championship on Wednesday. The participants are Cody Rhodes, Lance Archer, Scorpio Sky, Penta, Max Caster, and the mystery entrance is Ethan Page. Is he the lad that killed himself at Impact? He had that fight with himself.
I believe so, yeah. I believe so.
Which
does not stand him in good stead at all, just off the bat, does it?
Does what?
Does not stand him any good chances off the bat, does it?
You
have to apologise for that video as well. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, you have to apologise because it was so badly received throughout the internet and stuff. He did a video on TNA just apologising for it all.
I heard that he wasn't happy with how it came out.
That's why he apologised.
I've put here, the match starts, I just wait for Brock Lesnar to come down mid-match, climb the ladder and leave.
Oh, Jesus.
Max Caster calls for Jack Evans, but Dark Order's 10 takes him out. Payback for on Wednesday when Dark Order versus Max Caster was a qualifying match for this, and Jack Evans cost him, so they called him down. I think Jack Evans eliminated 10 in the Battle Royal earlier this night as well.
Right.
Quite a bit that happened. Ethan Page powerbombed Scorpio Sky onto a ladder, which Lance Archer was in between. That was a really cool move. That.
Yeah.
Penta and Cody had a nice spot on a ladder that was bridged on the outside of the ring. Again, amazing. Cody gets escorted from the ring to seek medical attention. I don't like it when they do this.
No. It's been done too many times, hasn't it?
I liked how they kept him in the background, but they didn't focus on him.
Yeah.
Remember the Rumble when Orton went out like straight away and they focused on him leaving, and I'm like, there's a match going on.
Yeah.
Whereas they focused on the match but kept Cody in the background, which I thought was okay. Cody comes back later in the match using his belt as a weapon. Cody suplexes, I think it's Scorpio, off a ladder. Then Caster drops the elbow off him onto his back, which looked amazing. Lance Archer looked like an absolute monster in this match.
Yeah, he is an absolute monster. I picked Archer,
he drops Max Caster with a blackout onto a ladder. Archer is top of the ladder. Ethan Page hits him with Razor's Edge, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then he gets clotheslined by Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
Who then got hit with a super kick by Penta. Obviously, the story of the match is Cody's arm being injured from Wednesday against Shaq. This comes into play at the end of the match. He's top of the ladder. Scorpio Sky slams his arm on the top of the ladder, pushes him down, reaches up, grabs the brass ring. And new Bold Prediction Wrestling Champion. It's me. It's not EC3. It's me. It's me, mate. It's me. I am a champion. Because obviously I got the Myro prediction right. And I got this one right. So I am the one and only champion.
I had a good run.
You had a good run. You went, 2 pay-per-views with a clean streak in each?
Yeah. Royal Rumble and NXT.
If I can make it through Fastlane, I walk into Mania as champ.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true, actually. Because of NXT as well, the week of Mania.
Oh, yes, there is.
Imagine I drop it on the Thursday, heading into Mania. Be furious. Dropped it at the last hurdle.
I laughed so hard, man. Laughed so hard.
And then it's time for the new AEW signing.
Yeah.
Christian Cage. Christian.
It's cool to see Christian there, but I thought it were a bit overhyped for what it were. Like, I like him, and I get he's like a sort of a legend. At the same time, I'm like, we've had Kurt Angle doing a killer teaser video. You've had RVD teasing it. You've had Bully Ray teasing it. And he's like, it's Christian. Yay, Christian.
I'm all right with it. I think the reason a lot of people feel like that is because he didn't do anything. He didn't say a word. He just came out, signed it, left. And I'm like, give me more.
Yeah, he didn't even speak, did he? He just came out.
He came out, signed it, unzipped his top to show his merch and left.
Yeah. It's like, cool merch, cool shirt.
What would you have him do then? What does he do first?
This is where I was reading out, because surely he's got to have a connection to Big Show. If not, then that whole thing with Paul White is just Paul White now, isn't it? The live promotion himself. It's just gonna be a bit pointless him breaking the news and then them not doing that. But is he under like a full-time wrestling contract, or like what is his deal?
I don't know. I think so, because he's clear.
Cool. Yeah, he got cleared, didn't he?
It's like I was speaking to Emma, my partner, earlier, and she was like, obviously she doesn't really watch AEW, but it's like when I mentioned, there's another name going to AEW. She's like, they're stealing all the superstars. It's like a joke. And I'm like, well, online, a lot of people are saying that. They're just getting extra WWE guys. Right. First of all, you had Ethan Page on this show.
Yeah.
Second of all, why wouldn't you give talent like Christian a job if he's looking for one?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So they're giving jobs. They're bringing in big talent that want a job.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't say no, would you? Just, you've been at WWE, we don't want you. You know?
It goes back to what I was saying a couple of weeks ago, though. Like, in a weird way, AEW is just doing what WWE did, because all these guys they brought back, like Paul White, Sting, Christian, Chris Jericho, they all started on TNT back in the day in WCW. So in a way, it's just sort of like a weird karma just working its way back around. Like, Vince took them guys off TNT, and now TNT these years later taking off Vince. So it's like turn about fair play, isn't it?
I'm trying to think. I messaged one of my mates the other day, and I was like, "Oh, Big Show's gone over to AEW," and he's like,
Yeah.
"What's AEW?" And then I was like, "Oh, Chris Jericho's there, Sting's there, and that." He doesn't watch wrestling.
Oh, right.
And I was saying all these names, and I was like, I know where he's going. I know he's going to say, "Oh, it's a B-Tech WWE," and I'm like, "No, I just said their names because it's who you would know." Like,
Yeah.
there's so much
Yeah,
talent
there is
there.
so much talent. Like Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, like
Yeah,
these are sort of names that probably wouldn't even survive in the
MJF.
WWE landscape. MGF, yeah. And
You
like
know,
with this AEW, they have like the chance to sign and like stand out with this like younger talent.
hmm.
And as long as they handle the legends right and not shut them down after all seven and win major titles, then I have no issue with it.
But it's like it's going back to the why wouldn't you give these a job?
Yeah.
Christian's looking for a job, Big Show's looking for a job. Why wouldn't you sign them?
Exactly. Hall of Fame worthy, both of them. Like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you want that?
And then we get into Team Taz versus Sting and Darby Allin.
This was so cool, man. So cool. I fully rate this.
Loved this.
Yeah, so cool.
So it's a cinematic match that was pre-recorded before, but it had live commentary over the top, which I thought was very nice. I thought it was a car advert at first. He's got Brian Cage in his car, and it's like they specify how this is taking place in an undisclosed location that seems to be some sort of abandoned warehouse with a ring set up in it. Sting and Darby Allin arrive with a group of masked hoodlums. There's so much to say, honestly. Like, you got Darby Allin climbing up walls.
Yeah.
Like,
it was honestly, even Sting looked amazing, to be fair.
This really is the type of match that showcases stuff like Sting.
This is how you break him back into actually wrestling. This 100%. Is the right step, right first step.
Sting grabs his back, and Ricky Starks tells him he's nothing without it, so he just lobs it away. He's like, fair enough, and then he beats him up anyway. Brian Cage climbs a set of stairs while holding Darby Allin up. That was, again,
that's pretty cool. That
I look at Brian Cage, right? I've said it quite a bit this year. I don't feel like I should like him, but he's so good.
Yeah, he's like one of those guys. Like, you take one look at him, you're like, he's clearly roided to max. Like, that makes you instantly dislike him. Then you see his talent, and you're like, but actually, he's sort of really good as well. So I can't really hate him too much.
I keep saying I'm still new to AEW. I don't know what sort of like reputation he has. Like, do people like him?
I'm not too sure, but I know, to his credit, he is quite a flexible, more than a bigger guy like him should be, because he made his AEW debut at 2020 Double or Nothing in the casino chip ladder match.
Oh yeah,
and like he had a fair showing in that, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, I don't really know much about the guy, to be honest with you.
No, it's just every match I've seen him in, he's looked really good. That
I don't think he's had a bad showing, has he?
That Darby Allin TNT Championship match, that is still
that was incredible.
Possibly my match of the year so far. Like, I thought it was amazing.
Really good. Really
good. Sting grabs his bat. I've done that one. Brian Cage climbs stairs. Done that one. Powerhouse Hobbs and Hawk appear, and Taz gets a hard on commentary. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, we had a plan." It's like, okay. Sting leads T. What? Oh, Sting leads Team Taz. I was going to say, Sting leads Team Taz back to the lower floor, and Darby Allin tosses him his bat from the. That was brilliant. Which breaks on the back of Brian Cage. I've missed the bit here where Darby Allin gets leg and swinged through a glass pane. That was amazing. Darby Allin then jumps.
Yeah. I actually love that man so much. He's incredible. Incredible.
He jumps like 2 or 3 stories out of a window onto Brian Cage, who's on some sort of thing that goes down even lower. Like, Darby Allin, speechless.
Honestly,
I never know what to say about him.
He's incredible.
I've got speechless. I really don't know what to say. He's just so much better than I even imagined him being.
Yeah.
Starks is back in the ring with Sting. He removes the turnbuckle pad. Sting does the Stinger splash into the turnbuckle pad, which I thought was quite cool. In the end, Sting pins Ricky Starks. That's his name, yeah. I didn't think this was going to be for me when it started, especially with like the car advert and stuff. You know, with the car advert, I was like,
yeah.
Really enjoyed it. Brilliant.
God, mate, I 100%, 100% enjoyed it. And did you know, right? Dropping some knowledge now. Apparently, it was Darby Allin that directed 90% of that. 90% of that was his idea. That's incredible, that, isn't it?
That doesn't surprise me. Especially with the stuff that he did in that match, that does not surprise me.
Yeah.
And then we get a promo again, Double or Nothing, May 30th. So just over 2 months'
it's
time.
a bit late, that, isn't it? But I mean, probably for obvious reasons for what's going on. But...
And then it's the main event. Kenny Omega, John Moxley.
Love this match.
Exploding barbed wire death match.
Mate, it was so beautiful until the end, obviously. But it was, for me, this is match of the year so far. 100% match of the year so far. It was just incredible.
I'm going to talk through my notes and then I'll decide, because as of right now, it's not. But really? When I recap it, it might sort of be like, do you know what? It actually was really good.
Yeah.
So Moxley takes the first explosive hit after Omega blinded him with some white powder. So he blinds him with powder, then throws him into the thing.
Yeah.
Moxley gets cut open really early, gets covered in blood for like more or less the whole match. Moxley wraps his own arm in barbed wire to use against Omega, like he did against Eddie Kingston. Omega gets like exploded in one of the ropes, and he's like, I need water. So the ref's like, all right, I'll get you some water. So I was like, I need water. And I could be wrong, I only watched it once, but it looked like someone threw the water, the ref missed it, and it whacked straight in Omega's face. Now, that might have just been me like not watching it properly, but that was funny. That was like, can we talk about the ref? What was he wearing?
No, I was just going to mention that. That was so weird.
But like, he's either taking COVID very seriously, or he's a bomb diffuser. I hadn't really decided. Moxley hits the Go on, say it.
Paradigm shift.
That was the one. Through a barbed wire table on the outside.
Oh, so good.
That was nice.
So good.
Omega hits one winged angel. Moxley slightly moves his leg, explodes, and that's how he gets out of it. So he's technically not kicked out of it, but the move didn't beat him, because I loved that part. And then the Good Brothers come down. Yeah, the Good Brothers come down with some barbed wire. Barbed wire bats. Try saying that when you're drunk. And they start beating up Moxley with it. Omega hits Moxley with a barbed wired explosive bat.
Yeah.
And then hits him with a one-winged angel through a chair for the win. I preferred the street fight more.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really, really loved this match. My favorite match of the year so far, hands down. It was brutal. It played into Moxley's crazy side. The explosions were during the match. They were all right. It was the end ones I've got the issue with, but it was just brilliant.
We'll talk about the aftermath then. After the match, Omega and the Good Brothers handcuff Moxley and continue to beat him up. We get a 1-minute countdown before the ring explodes. Eddie Kingston runs down to try and help Moxley. With a couple of seconds left, he lies down over Moxley's head to protect him from the biggest explosion I've ever seen. Now, okay, right. It's difficult. It's really difficult, this. So the massive explosion that blows up the whole ring was petty. There was nothing.
It was awful.
But I don't think it was meant to be a big explosion. And I'm going to tell you why. Kenny Omega is a heel. Now, if this match had gone on for half an hour, and bear in mind that Omega had made this whole thing, so it comes up to half an hour, they're still fighting, Omega can't put him away, and then they both know that this massive explosion is going to go off. Countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then John Moxley just sort of looks away or ducks or whatever. Omega knows nothing's going to happen. So Omega takes advantage of it and beats him that way, or uses it to his advantage.
Yeah.
Right, hang on. Now you could say, okay, well the match ended. Like, why still hype it up? Honestly, for a laugh. For a laugh. Omega's like, do you know what? I've beat him without it. Let's just beat him up anyway and see how everyone reacts. And obviously you've got Eddie Kingston coming down. That's the bit I've got an issue with.
What?
Why did Eddie Kingston stay on top of him and sell like he just died? But I've got an explanation for that as well. You never know with Omega. That might just be a ruse, and there might be a bigger explosion still to come. You never know what's going on. It might have just been a case of, okay, it hasn't gone off properly. It could still go off. Like,
I honestly, genuinely just think it were a bot. But if they want, I reckon they will play it into story. But I think it'll be something just simple, like Omega didn't rig it right, just in case he was like still in there at that time, and he obviously didn't want to blow himself up, does he? I think they'll play it for that. But
do
yeah,
you
I've seen the
honestly
stuff
think that was a botch?
Yeah, 100%. I've
Yeah.
seen the stuff in Japan, and the ring actually it goes effing mental compared to what we saw. I genuinely do, because the explosions were better. The ones during the match were better than the end ones. And the end ones were like, I think something wrong, because if you notice when it goes off, the few in the ring go off, a bit of smoke, but then like they start like a strimmer like brrr, outside the ring. So I'm thinking maybe something was meant to be in the middle, not in the middle of the ring, but in the middle of the ropes to make it
Yeah.
go off bigger. Because it was pathetic. It really was pathetic. They have more expensive fireworks they could have used than that. So that's why I think it was a genuine mistake.
See,
But
it's mad because like you think it's a mistake because of how pathetic it was, whereas I
yeah.
think it was real because of how pathetic it was. It
I
was
don't
like
know,
they
man.
purposely made it that pathetic,
But
so
they've been
Omega could take
hyping.
advantage.
They've been hyping this up for like weeks now, and I feel like knowing Tony Khan's like a good man and sort of thing. I don't think he would have hyped it up for weeks, knowing it's just going to be something that can deflate us like that. I think there was genuinely something that just didn't work on the night, sort of thing. That's live TV feel, I guess.
The issue I have, oh well, not the issue, but the thing that's on my mind is, where do they go on Wednesday about this? Do they just completely ignore it?
No. I'm just gonna straight up say now, my bold prediction for this episode is that on Wednesday they're gonna just say Kenny Omega rigged it just in case he was still in that ring when the time went off. Because no one wants to blow themselves up, do they? Jesus Christ. Like it would be the perfect heel excuse to be like, yeah, I forced it as like an insurance plan that I won't blow my head off. You know what I mean? And just take it from there.
See, I think that's what they're going to do too.
Yeah.
But we'll never, I don't think, do you think we'll ever know if this was like a botch or if this was
I think
real?
it'll be one of those things that comes out like a year later or something. So
if not even longer. I think you'll have to wait for one of these people involved to leave the company and go on a video and then get asked it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I genuinely do. I think it's one of those things. Obviously, nothing always works all the time, does it? So it wasn't their fault. But I just watched it and I was like getting excited, like it's gonna be sick. Moxley's still in the ring. Holy shit, what's gonna happen? Eddie Kingston, all that, and then it went pew pew pew, and that way I was like, what? What is this, man?
It was like
better noises than that.
They just popped to Aldi for bonfire night.
that
was it. That was it. Like,
I was a big fan of the Eddie Kingston thing though, just showing like two men that in the kayfabe sense they've been like brothers, aren't they? Since that they've eaten dinner at each other's mum's table and all that, and then they were the betrayal, and then it just shows to like when it boils down to it, there is still that bond there. And Eddie Kingston. Have you ever watched like in Marvel when it's like Captain America jumps on a grenade to save his team? It was very like much like that. Like he'd take a bullet for his brother sort of thing. I did rate that a lot.
It did really feel like that, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was where, yeah. But as for the pay-per-view of the year, I don't know. There was too much on it. Like, I don't want to say it's pay-per-view of the year because that's classing the whole pay-per-view. And first of all, you skipped 2 matches.
Right, yeah, but like the rest of it made up for it for me. Like the quality of matches we got made up for them losses.
See, I had this issue with the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, the lack of women. And this was even worse because at least the Elimination Chamber, even though it didn't make sense, had story and characters.
Yeah.
This did nothing for me because I don't know who they are. I got a little promo package before, but it still didn't do anything for me. The street fight was good. The ladder match was good. Hangman Page match was obviously good. Battle Royale was good. Tag team match was good. But it's that women's match that's stopping it from being a 5-star pay-per-view.
Yeah. What if I'd say it's the best AEW pay-per-view they've done
Ever.
in their history? Yeah.
I am still new to AEW, so I haven't seen them all.
Yeah, of course, yeah. All right, fair enough.
Do you honestly think that it's their best pay-per-view?
Well, now granted, I've still to watch Full Gear and All Out, but for the ones I've seen, it's hard because last year's Revolution was, up until this one, the pay-per-view that I said was their best pay-per-view. Because on that card, you had MGF versus Cody, when Moxley first won the title. And by the way, just for a note, I just watched it again now. Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara from that pay-per-view. If you have not seen that match, mate, get on it now. That is one of the best matches I've ever seen.
That just sounds like a good match.
Yeah, it was so good. The spots in there are amazing. But yeah, and then I saw this last night. It felt like not to the level of Mania, but it was like a mini sort of Mania feel. Because I was like, the night before, I was genuinely excited to watch it, and I've never been like that about any.
I think it's important to note this was the first pay-per-view that we were really looking forward to that wasn't WWE.
Yeah, exactly.
I was honestly like, Joe, I'm going to stay up and watch it. Got to midnight, and I was like, I can't be sitting here another hour. I really just can't bother. I don't watch Raw or SmackDown live because I can't be doing that at 1 a.m. If it's midnight, it's fine.
Those adverts as well, every 5 minutes. Ridiculous.
I remember when I was in college, I always used to get Raw. Always used to get Raw spoiled for me every day.
Yeah.
So I got to a point where I'll stay up and watch it. Did it for like 4 weeks, and I couldn't. I was like, I think it was WWE 2K16 sponsors WWE on Sky. I'm like, I can't be doing this.
I've done it once before, and it was hard, very hard.
And then I got into because I started the issue of people talking about it. So I got into the instead of waking up at like 7:30 to go to uni, I'd be waking up at like 4:30, and I'd be watching the start of Raw before Raw had even finished.
Yeah.
And like it was the only way I could find enough time to fit it in before I went to college.
That's cool.
But yeah, obviously pay-per-views and that I'm up all the time, but 1 a.m. is just a bit too difficult. Like I'm fine.
Yeah,
it's when it hits midnight. It's like I don't want to wait an hour to start.
Yeah. I was gonna say AEW started later. It started at the same time, didn't it, as the rest of the WWE one? Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Anything else to add about this pay-per-view?
Honestly, for the past few weeks, when I've been watching Dynamite, I haven't been fully committed to watching it because I got a lot of stuff on this month. It's crazy. But after watching Revolution, I'm like, I'm gonna have to make time for AEW now. Like, I'm fully gonna commit because I was really focused on that show, man. Yeah, exactly. There's just so much like Christian, and you're gonna have the Inner Circle War Council. What comes out of the barbed wire Botchamania Fest? And now it's just gonna be.
What does Sting and Darby Allin? Well, Darby Allin's got a championship match as well, yeah.
Ethan Page, versus Darby Allin and all that. Like, it's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be a lot. So we will be recording that on Thursday, uploading our weekly podcast on Friday, where we will obviously be reviewing that episode of AEW Dynamite, as well as Raw from tonight and SmackDown from last week. That's our weekly podcast. Tomorrow we have a Let's Talk Wrestling going live, which we're really proud of. It's my favorite one yet. And
oh really?
What?
Gonna be the favorite one?
Favorite one yet? Do you not think?
What, the Fastlane one?
The Let's Talk Wrestling that we did last week. That's going up tomorrow.
I thought you were talking about the quizzes. No, yeah, that is. Yeah.
We've got. So next week we'll be uploading a Fastlane quiz. I will be pitting Ryan and Ryan against each other. And I found, I'm going to be honest, I found it really difficult to find questions.
Yeah, because I tried researching bits of it for a video, but it's really hard.
There's only been 5.
Yeah.
Like with the Elimination Chamber, we can go back to like 2002. But with Fastlane, there's only been 5. Like, so I've really struggled to find questions. Obviously, just a cheap plug again, we're going to be doing a WrestleMania quiz. 37 questions. A question from every WrestleMania. Ryan versus Ryan, gonna test their knowledge. Ryan here is 2-0 up. He won the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber ones.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
With that being said, if you haven't already and you did enjoy, please give us a like. Please leave us a subscribe because we have got so much more content coming. More lists, more quizzes, more weekly podcasts, more reviews. We've got everything coming. Yeah, thank you very much. And we'll see you on Friday.